3 is not strong, Chancellor. Well, it is actually, in the global context, it is a strong number. If you look at what's been happening with some of our biggest competitors around the world, Germany, Italy, and France, we're growing faster than most of our G7 competitors. And of course, we are exposed to what happens across the world.
The big picture here, that the uncertainty will end with the Prime Minister's new Brexit deal, but the Chancellor partly acknowledged the Bank of England's assessment that the deal will lead to new customs checks.
It's a good deal. It gives us a new economic partnership with our friends in Europe, with our European friends. The whole of the UK will leave as its own customs territory. And yes, there will be, as the UK, when we trade with the EU, there will be some changes, but it also means there's opportunities.
The man who wants Mr Javid's job after the election took the opposite view and defended Labour's plans to hold another referendum.
No one can be pleased with these figures. It's a worrying trend within our economy, and I worry about what Labour will inherit when we go into government. But it does mean that when Labour goes into government, we need the investment that we promised.
Surely businesses won't invest if that uncertainty is prolonged.
I think what businesses want is an exact, clear plan about how we go forward, which is about renegotiation, a referendum, and then reunite the country.
Other opposition parties were similarly critical of the figures.
This is a terrible picture of willful mismanagement, and it's affecting people in their homes, and it's affecting people's livelihoods.
It's not just that the economy is growing slowly, international investors are losing confidence in the British economy based on Boris Johnson's Brexit plans.
There is a slow puncture in the economy arising from poor investment, not an actual flat tyre. The election offering rather different ways to patch that up. Faisal Islam, BBC News.
The time is 17 minutes past 6, our top story this evening. Nigel Farage says the Brexit Party won't stand in seats won by the Conservatives in the last general election. And still to come, 2 people are injured after another day of violent protests in Hong Kong. One was shot by a police officer.
Coming up on Sports Day in the next 15 minutes on BBC News, we'll have the latest from London's O2 Arena and the end of season ATP Tour finals. We've already had a win for Stefanos Tsitsipas today.
Two cannabis-based medicines have been approved for use on the NHS in England for the first time. The Drugs Advisory Body, NICE, says the medicines will help people with epilepsy and multiple sclerosis. Charities have welcomed the decision, but say thousands of people who could benefit from cannabis-based medicines are still facing uncertainty. Our medical correspondent Fergus Walsh has been speaking to one family who will now get the medicine they need and one who won't. Are you ready for your medicine?
This is Epidiolex, the new cannabis-based epilepsy medicine approved for the NHS. TJ from Northampton is already on it because he took part in a